be able to pick up VORW Radio International on an additional shortwave frequency. You can hear this broadcast now every Thursday from 3:30 p.m. Eastern to 4 p.m. Eastern on 7780 kHz, and every Sunday from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern on 7780 kHz. So that's just an exciting little announcement to any shortwave listeners. That frequency is beamed up the East Coast to Eastern North America, though it appears that reception in Western Europe is most certainly possible as well. So that was the first topic that I wanted to very briefly cover. Topic number 2. I know that there are two very different audiences for this radio program. There's a number of online listeners that really, watch on YouTube as well and follow everything with the YouTube channel. But there's also a very large base of shortwave listeners who really just listen to this broadcast on shortwave each week. And it's really fun that both communities can kind of coexist at the same time. But this really goes to the online listeners. To give some insight on the situation, you see, I do this VORW radio program each week where I have a little fun. Because it's on the shortwave, I can have a little more freedom with it, and I just have a fun time overall and get out on the shortwave. But I also used to do an online program exclusively for YouTube, and it went under the same exact name, VORW. And I haven't done a show in about 3 months, and a lot of people keep asking me, when are you going to do the next show? When are you going to do the next show? Unfortunately, I'm just taking a break from it, I'm taking a break from it. Think of it this way, right? In the field of creativity, now it could be anything. It can be if you're writing, if you're drawing, if you are producing music. You could be enunciating, as I am. That's an expression of creativity. Every so often, you need to take a break to recharge the metaphorical batteries. Because if you don't, sometimes you can just burn yourself out. Sometimes you see that, unfortunately, with some writers and musicians. They keep trying to push and push and push. And they exhaust everything, and they force it, and they end up looking at their crafts with unnecessary animosity, or they end up, just looking at it with hopelessness and futility. And, I started having more difficulty recording some of these online YouTube VORW podcasts. So I made the determination back in September, I'm going to take a break from them for a while. Just allow me to just take a little break, so then when I can come back to it, it'll seem more new and exciting and refreshing otherwise. And I might record a new one for the new year. No promises, no guarantees, but that's when the newest one might come out. So if anyone keeps asking, you could just direct them to the SoundCloud link for this show, and there's the answer to it. But I'm just taking a little break from it. It's not gone forever. It's not going to be gone forever. I'm merely taking a break, and when it feels right, I will return to it. So no worries on that. But I'm just taking a much-needed break because, as I said, I was having some issues with it, and instead of forcing it and letting that end badly, I decided, well, I'm just going to stop for a while and just take a break, and then I'll be back when I'm back, but don't worry about that. But these radio broadcasts are a lot of fun to record. They go very fast. Very, very fast because of the, there's always so much to talk about, and it's always a little easier to talk about some subjects for a shorter period of time anyway. Now, topic number 3, I think this is. Yeah, we covered the shortwave frequency, the YouTube program. Topic number 3. I know I mentioned this later in the broadcast, but I'm going to mention it a little earlier, and I'll tell you why. If you've been a regular listener, you hear me in the end of the show, or at least near the end, and at least the last 3/4 of the program, where I shout out the Patreon and the Teespring store and the PayPal. Unfortunately, I took a bit of a loss this last week in terms of Patreon, which is it's a monthly donation service, and it's something that works out good. It's for people who say they want to donate, $5 a month, every month to support the broadcast, and they don't want to have to keep sending it over and over and over again on PayPal. they could subscribe to the Patreon page, which can then donate automatically $5 every month, which makes that a lot easier for long-term support. Well, anyway, number one, you can find the Patreon page if you want to help this out, because it's all listener-funded. The shortwave broadcasts stay on the air thanks to your support, but you can find that at patreon.com/TheReportOfTheWeek. That's one word. Patreon.com/TheReportOfTheWeek. That's TheReportOfTheWeek. The Report of the Week, no spaces there. Well, anyway, what I'm getting at. This last week, of course, as many companies do, Patreon announced some updates to their terms of service, which included, of course, a higher fee for the people donating, that they would take a little bit more of a cut of the donations in order to keep their site going. Well, people weren't too happy about that. They said, well, this is unsettling. I don't like that this company is taking this money that I want to go to the creator, and they're kind of stealing it in a way. They said it's a cash grab. I can understand their sentiment. But what a lot of people did in protest of this move was they rescinded their support entirely. And it's one thing, of course, as a statement to say, I'm not going to use Patreon anymore, because I don't agree